Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be continuing into part 2 of What If Bulma Wished for a Boyfriend. If you haven't seen part 1, there's a title card where you can go check it out and see what happened in the last part. But we'll be going into the 21st World Tournament Saga. Will Vegeta learn anything from Master Roshi? How much stronger will everyone get because of Vegeta? How will the first tournament go down? Also, I'm on a Discord server for anyone who wants to join and talk more about Dragon Ball with me and other viewers. Maybe give out some ideas of your own what ifs, and maybe in the future I could do them. Check into the links in the description down below. Before we get into the video, today's question of the video is from Purple Gojo. His question is, what do you think the biggest missed opportunity is in the entire Dragon Ball Z franchise story-wise? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think I have two opinions on this. One being the fact that originally Akira Toriyama, he didn't plan out for the continuation of Dragon Ball with making Dragon Ball Z because, you know, there's some like plot holes here and there, and there's some stuff he forgot about, you know, Saiyan Tail, some characters and stuff like that. Either that, like, you know, not the whole planning out of Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I still love it. It's still amazing. It's just, you know, there's like those little things here and there. Or the fact that originally Goku was supposed to stay dead after the Cell games and have Gohan, you know, Goten, Trunks, them being like the main cast after Goku. Then they just brought Goku back in the Buu saga. To be fair, I would see him coming back maybe in the Battle of Gods for a little bit, or Whis resurrecting him, or that he would just be brought back at the end of Super after the Tournament of Power. But either way, if that was the case, we could have had like Gohan and the two younger Saiyans play a bigger role in Dragon Ball after the Cell games if Goku didn't come back and original plan of Gohan being the main character. And I just feel like that would have been like a much better Dragon Ball in a way, because, you know, the one thing about that kind of sucks, at least in Super, is that all the time for every arc it's always Goku and Vegeta, and like no one really gets their chance of like taking the spotlight. I mean, there's Gohan and Piccolo in the superhero movie, and like in the Tournament of Power everyone got their chance, but it was just mainly Goku and Vegeta. It'll be like a new thing seeing like other people take the spotlight and like saving the world besides having to rely on Goku and Vegeta. But yeah, that's my answer. Thank you again for the comment. If you want your comment to be featured in the next video, just comment down any question you would like for me to answer, and there's a possibility that I will answer your comment in the next video. Without further ado, let's dive into part 2 of What If Bulma Wished for a Boyfriend. Where we last left off, Goku and Vegeta ended up at Kame's house to find a way to train to grow stronger. Master Roshi was able to sense how strong Vegeta is and knows that none of his training would be much for him, so he would switch up his training to have everyone spar with Vegeta at the same time. There was 2 months before the tournament would begin, so for the next 2 months, Goku, Krillin, and Yamcha would all be sparring Vegeta, and when they were all tired out, Master Roshi would teach Vegeta the ways of the Turtle Hermit. Vegeta at first found the training to be useless to him as he wasn't growing stronger, but Master Roshi would explain that power isn't everything. He may be the strongest right now, but there will always come a time where someone is stronger than him, and he may have to use his brain to win the fight, rather than his overall strength. With the way Master Roshi tried to convert Tien, he was doing the same with Vegeta. He could sense how there might be some maliciousness in his heart, but if he really is the same alien race as Goku, he believes that he can become good as well. That night, Vegeta stayed up thinking. He thought the old man was talking crazy as he didn't know how the Saiyan race is. His mind darted to the Dragon Balls. Thinking that it could grant any wish, he thought maybe, just maybe, if he could wish for immortality, then he could beat Frieza easily. More time went on with the training, but Vegeta never really took it seriously. A month would pass as Vegeta is again awake at night thinking to himself, until he's interrupted by Goku. Goku would sit down next to him asking what is wrong, but Vegeta doesn't answer. Goku would then guess that he is thinking about this Frieza guy and getting stronger. Goku smiles, saying that because of him, he was able to grow so much stronger in such a little time. Vegeta didn't say anything, but he has noticed that Goku has grown a lot, and even the Earthlings have so too. Goku begins to talk about Bulma and how he believes that she could make that gravity machine so that they could train even more and become stronger. He begins to ramble on about everything he knows about Bulma, with how smart she is and all the amazing things she has invented. All this talk about Bulma got into Vegeta's head as he began to think about her, his face growing red as he would walk off angrily. He turns around to Goku asking if he wants to spar, and Goku's face lights up with excitement. They both get into a fighting stance as Goku would go all out on Vegeta. Vegeta will hold back, but he does see the improvements that Goku has made, with them throwing ki attacks and fighting all around the island. They even went up to the air to fight. Even though Goku wasn't the best at flying yet, he had managed to stay floating for quite some time because of him paying attention to how Vegeta would fly and shoot his ki attacks. Also with the training from Master Roshi, Vegeta's fighting style improved, as well as he sees how he is struggling less with dealing with Goku's fighting style, as he learns to fight more smart rather than just using brute strength. He thought to himself that maybe he didn't need the Dragon Balls, and with Goku and Bulma, he would be bound to surpass and beat Frieza with his own strength. The following days, Vegeta took the training more seriously for himself and the others. He didn't show it off right away, still using his cold attitude in front of everyone, but Goku and Roshi knew that Vegeta was slowly starting to change. Roshi can tell the bond between Goku and Vegeta with them being the last of their kind. Their bond would no doubt be great, and they would both be able to push each other more and more throughout their life. Master Roshi would begin training in secret, trying to grow stronger than most of his students, but he knew even with his experience, he may not be able to put on a good fight for his 2 alien students. Vegeta's clothing would be getting worn out, and he would need some new clothes. So Master Roshi would offer his Turtle Hermit gi, and at first Vegeta wasn't a fan of it, but he really had no other choice. Goku would giggle, saying that they matched, which would put an angry but also embarrassed expression to the prince's face. The last month would pass on, and they would prepare to head to the tournament. Now before we do that, we should go over some power levels. Here are everyone's original power levels at this point in the saga. Would have been at 86, Krillin at 50, Yamcha at 35, and Master Roshi at 90. With a training partner that was at a power level of 10,000, this would have those fighters have a goal to reach, which always helps them train harder to grow faster. But it is noted that they only had 2 months. Vegeta's power level would rather remain the same, as no one was a huge boost for him, rather than Goku at the end. Goku would have the biggest boost with the fact that he got Zenkais, and even before meeting with Master Roshi, he did train with Vegeta for a few months, and by train I mean get beat up a lot for the Zenkai boost, but I wouldn't say it was too effective, so a power level of 350 would be good. Krillin and Yamcha would be around the same at a power level of 120, and Master Roshi would be at a power level of 130. Once they arrive at the tournament, they are met with Puar, Oolong, and Bulma, as everyone is glad to reunite. Bulma is extra glad to see Vegeta, as she gives him a hug, which Vegeta gets all red and tries to push her off of him. Master Roshi would try to get close to Bulma, but Vegeta would see this and would hit him with a weak gut punch, as he didn't like how he was approaching her. Everyone would sign up, and Master Roshi would actually not sign up for the tournament or disguise himself as Jackie Chan in this timeline, as his main purpose of doing so was to prove to Goku that he is not the strongest, but in this timeline, they already have someone like Vegeta to push everyone to surpass their limits. Another thing is that if I did make him stay, there would be no way I could have made the best final matchup happen, which we would get to later. So with skipping the preliminary matches and getting to the final 8, the roster being almost identical, with the fact that Jackie Chan just is replaced by Vegeta. Krillin's first match would remain the same, besides the fact that it is a whole lot easier for him on his end. Second match would be Yamcha versus Vegeta. Yamcha is somewhat bummed out that he got unlucky with the matchup, but he would still go all out trying his best against Vegeta. Vegeta would hold back to make the whole fight more interesting for him and to allow Yamcha to see where he stands in strength. This fight is impressive to the viewers of the tournament. Yamcha would throw a mixture of attacks using a variety of techniques like his Wolf Fang Fist and even a Kamehameha Wave. Vegeta would tank some attacks and even dish out his own attacks, but throughout the fight, Yamcha would soon begin to show some fatigue after going all out for as long as he can. Vegeta would commend Yamcha for trying his best, but not exactly telling him with words, and would end up knocking him out of the arena. Even though Yamcha lost in this tournament, it wouldn't be in a big embarrassing way, as this would motivate him to continue to train and grow stronger, as I feel like a big thing about Yamcha quitting martial arts is that of all of the losses he took and how embarrassing they were to him. The next 2 matches aren't important, as it is between Ranfan and Nam, then that will not change much, and Goku's first match would be easier on his side, but I would say that he still manages to grow back his tail during his fight with Giran. The semi-final match between Krillin and Yamcha would begin, as Vegeta would do the same as he did with Yamcha, with holding back, allowing Krillin to see how much he has grown with his training. Master Roshi grew a smile on his face as he believed that Vegeta was starting to change his ways, as he knew what Vegeta was doing, even if the others didn't. Bulma would even cheer for Vegeta, and this would get his attention, but with that distraction, Krillin managed to land a heavy kick right to Vegeta's face. Vegeta didn't move, and Krillin backed away, kind of scared, thinking what Vegeta would do to him. But Vegeta would just look at him smirking, saying he felt that kick a bit, and he has been growing quite strong. Vegeta would power up a bit more, telling Krillin that he is giving him an opportunity to see more power and how he should strive to grow stronger. Krillin smirks and would continue on fighting Vegeta. Prior, it was more equal, and Vegeta was mainly dodging, but now the fight was more of a fight, with Krillin having to surpass his limit just to keep up with Vegeta. Eventually, though, Vegeta would get Krillin to be exhausted and knocking him out of the arena. When they walk to the back, Vegeta would tell that they are strong even if they are just mere Earthlings, but more in a sort of grumpy and mean way. What Vegeta was looking forward to was his final fight with Goku. Even though he is nowhere near as strong as Vegeta, he does want to see how much he has grown. Goku's semi-final match would be much easier for him again and would just advance on to the next match, but don't worry, Nan would still be able to bring water to his village. Now on to the final match between the 2 Saiyans. Vegeta warns Goku that he will not hold back like he did for the others, so he better give it his all if he wants to have a good fight. Vegeta would still hold back most of his power, but not to the extent of being on equals to Goku. but a bit stronger. I'd say around a power level of 500 just to give Goku a challenge. The match would start and Goku would rush at Vegeta, attacking with a barrage of punches and kicks, which Vegeta dodges with ease. Vegeta would hit Goku with some of his own attacks, which does hurt Goku quite a bit, but he would get back up saying that he isn't going to give up that easily. Their fight rages on, to the amazement of everyone. That fight would go up into the air as they both could fly. Goku does try his hardest to keep up with Vegeta, but he is enjoying his time with this fight. He does tell Vegeta that he promises that he will reach to his level to be able to give him a proper fight, which Vegeta smirks at it. He does think that they would need to focus on training again, as even though he enjoyed the time training with the others, he realized that he almost forgot his main mission, that he wanted to prep for Frieza, so after this he wanted to focus up on his training to be able to beat Frieza. He went back to think of the fight, but it had been going on for so long that it started to get dark, and the full moon would appear. Seeing this, Vegeta would not look at the moon so he doesn't transform into the Great Ape. He would also tell Goku not to do so, as his tail is back at this point. Goku would listen and their fight would continue, but they would have to be careful as they both needed to not look at the moon. But that would only work for so long until Goku would accidentally look up at the moon during the fight and would begin transforming. But acting quickly, Vegeta would power up and knock out Goku before he could transform into the ape. He was somewhat upset about how he had to end the fight, as he wanted to see how far Goku would go, but the fight did last a good while. With that final fight, Vegeta would win the tournament with no surprise from the Z fighters, as they all knew he would end up winning. After a bit, Goku would wake up being a bit bummed about how he lost, but he knew it would be a long way until he could possibly beat Vegeta. Vegeta would tell Goku that they must return back to their training for their goal, as he would ask Bulma if she finished the gravity chamber, but she did say that it would take a bit more time, but they are close to finishing it. This upsets Vegeta a little and asks what would they do in the meantime. Goku would then remember about his grandpa's Dragon Ball, as he wanted to go get it back, so he decided that he will go search for the 4-star Dragon Ball and any he comes across. And Vegeta decided that he will go with Goku too, as he is interested in the Dragon Balls, and any spare time with him and Goku they could train. Now the Red Ribbon Army wouldn't get its own part, as it would happen much faster with an already much stronger Goku plus a super strong fighter as Vegeta, but he really wouldn't have to jump in to help Goku. And no one from the Red Ribbon Army would survive when there is a Goku and Vegeta there to wipe them out. Some minor changes would be the need to revive Upa's father, as Goku would be strong enough to take out Mercenary Tao, but this would avoid the chance of him meeting Korin, as he was strong enough to beat Tao, plus he had Vegeta to train with to gain strength. They would continue to gather the Dragon Balls and would still end up meeting Fortune Teller Baba, with the advice from Master Roshi, and they would fight in her tournament. Vegeta had no intent in fighting, but he wanted Goku to fight in it as the only fighter to test his strength, to see how much he has grown. Most fights was easy for Goku, with the only challenging one being with Invisible Man, but at this point Goku learned to sense Ki, so he was able to knock him out easily. And when he feints against Grandpa Gohan, the fight would still be good and emotional, but Goku would have far surpassed his grandfather and win the tournament. But Goku would still get all sad seeing his grandpa, as he apologizes for him being the reason that he died, but Gohan would tell Goku not to worry about it since it was an accident, but tells him how proud he is with how strong he has gotten with his friend Vegeta. Seeing this moment, it almost got to Vegeta, as he never really felt how to be in a loving family, but this also gave him a thought about what he truly wanted to fight for, as he sees that Goku fights for others and the innocent. As Bulma would cross his mind for a second, they would get the last Dragon Ball and would bring all 7 back to Capsule Corp, and when they returned, the gravity chamber was completed, so Goku and Vegeta would begin to train for the next 3 years for the tournament. And that's where we're going to leave it off for now. Tell me how y'all think about the second part and how it did with the 21st World Tournament Saga and the short Red Ribbon Army Saga. How strong will Goku and Vegeta get during the 3 years? Will there be any challenges for them in the future? Do y'all think Vegeta and Bulma would kick it off soon? What could have happened differently? Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. If y'all are interested and enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post another part. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next part. See ya.